Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Gibbon here, back again today. Double XP weekend apparently, which I had no idea was the actual case. What I've got for you today is another free-for-all. I thought I'd give it a little bit more of a go. I'm finding that playing free-for-all is, excuse me, it's a really good way for me to just warm up quickly when coming to a game, rather than just jumping straight into a game of domination and being a little bit cold. I find that it's quite good to be able to warm up first and just get your eye in, get your shot in and do a little bit better. I've got another video that I'm going to do, which is, unfortunately, it's another video on Combine. But I wanted to upload it because it's a hardcore domination game and it's against a full team called Too Easy. It was weird. I was watching it as the game was starting, and I thought, well, you know what, I'm going to put my try-hard pants on and see what I can do in this game. Bearing in mind that everybody else on the other team, I think, bar maybe one or two people, were actually partied up. So we went up against a full clan, and hopefully you'll enjoy that video when I bring it out. But yeah, I'm using the same setup that I used in my last free-for-all video. So I've got the Razor back on, I've got the silencer on it, the Elo sight, and I've got the stock on as well. Just something that I find that works really, really well for me. I've got that tracker on, which helps me out quite a few times. This is a really good gameplay actually on Havoc, and it's a really, really close game. Don't get me wrong, the games that you can play that are where you absolutely beast are brilliant to upload and they're brilliant to show, but I also like close games as well. There's a guy that I'm playing against in this game called Cookie Monster, who beat me by one the next game after. And he and I traded blows a few times, but you can see I start off pretty slow and I'm quite kind of behind, so to speak, but I managed to start pulling it back a little bit, and it runs quite well. I'm finding that I really like free-for-all anyhow, but what I'm kind of seeing is that the thing that I kind of like about it is that it's not as predictable as what you think it would be, like when you play domination or you play team deathmatch or any other kind of OBJ mode gameplay, where you can kind of work out where the spawns are going to be and what's going to happen and where people are going to spawn in. Now, don't get me wrong, there are specific spawn points within the map, but there can be sometimes so much going on that you're not quite certain as to where people are going to spawn in, or whether or not you're going to get hard flanked, or whether or not somebody's just going to appear behind you, or what kind of is going on. So I really like that kind of aspect of the gameplay itself. Again, I've not played very many hardcore games, but it's something that I actually really, really enjoy. So I'm definitely going to start bringing a lot more free-for-all. Sorry, I should say. I'm going to start bringing a lot more free-for-all games to the channel. I really like the individuality of it. I like the fact that it's just you pitting your wits against another 7 people in the lobby. You know, it's all for one and one for all, so to speak, sounding like the Musketeers there. But it's a really good way of like I said, just warming up for me before playing some domination games and stuff like that. One of the main things that I wanted to talk about today is I've got a bit of an embarrassing story that I wanted to share, because it is actually really, well, I think it's really, really funny. You can let me know whether or not you think it's funny at all. Now, I'm not going to tell you what I do for a job, and I'm not going to tell you where I work either, but it involves me, what's the right way of saying it, demonstrating consumables would be the right way of saying it. So I was doing what we term as a showroom visit, or SRV, which is where people come to view the consumables on display. I talk them through it. I talk about things like the features and the benefits and how best things work, and you know why it would be of benefit to them as an organisation to have such things. So this one particular day, we had quite a high-profile client in, or quite a high-profile dealer client in, and we were, or I was, I should say, doing the showroom visits, so taking them around bits and pieces, looking at certain bits and elements of bits and pieces, talking through the features and benefits like I usually do, going through the flow, going through the patter. Everything's kind of going quite nicely, and I decided to show them one particular sort of high-end product that we do, which involves parts of that product moving. This is really difficult without actually saying what the product and stuff is, but obviously I want to try and keep my work life separate to YouTube and everything. So in this one particular instance, I was demonstrating the up and down movement of something. and it's a bit like a gas lift movement is the right way of saying it. So if you've ever sat on, I don't know, something like an office chair or something, you need to adjust the height. It's a similar sort of operation to that. So I depress the gas lift and I go to push down on this item. What I don't realise, and there was no prior warning for, or anything like that, as I'm pushing this item down, out of nowhere, may have tooted just slightly. Yes, that's correct. In the middle of a client demonstration, Gibbon farted. And there were 4 other people present at the time. Now, you can do one of 3 things when this happens. You can either go, oh, I'm terribly sorry about that, and just kind of try and, apologise and kind of crack on. Or you can blame it on something else and go, oh, God, my shoe's a bit noisy today. Or act like nothing's happened and just completely carry on with what you're doing. I did the latter of the 3 and just completely and seamlessly carried on like nothing had happened. It was really bizarre because I'll demonstrate the noise. It kind of just went. That's the only way that I can describe how it went. Now, like I said, I hadn't eaten anything spicy the night before. There was no rumblings in my tummy or anything like that. Nothing to tell me, listen, you better don't do anything too strenuous because you might henceforth with gas out of your bottom. Nothing like that. That sumbitch just snuck up on me out of nowhere. I was very surprised for about a split second. I'm pretty sure that the client that was stood next to me knew what had just happened, because there was a bit of an awkward silence and everybody kind of looked at each other. And oh God, how I managed to carry on, A, without laughing, B, without going bright red, I'll never know. But it's one of them funny, embarrassing situations that happens. Now, I tell my boss about this, and he couldn't breathe for about 5 minutes is probably the right way of saying it. You guessed what I was going to tell him, but it was just funny. It was one of those situations where it just, something like that just kind of happens, and you just, like I said, it shocked me. It's probably the right way of saying it. I mean, everybody farts. It's one of them things. It's just one of those things that happens. It's a natural process. Normally, you feel a little bit bloated before it happens, or you feel like, oh, there's a bit of a rumble. I might just sneak one out quietly. But this was it's what we like to term over here in the UK is a little bit of an arse clapper. Had a little bit of noise to it. Thank God there was no noxious gases that came out of it. But yeah, it was just a very embarrassing, very funny situation that happened to me whilst working that I don't know why I'm sharing it, but I just thought I'd share. I thought you guys might find it funny. I don't know if you've ever done anything in life that's something that just really embarrassing that just happened to you. If you feel like you want to share it down below, leave a comment. It'd be nice to hear your guys' stories as well, because although we kind of know each other, we're all nameless faces, so there's no shame in that. Everybody can share a bit of an embarrassing story. I've got loads of stuff that's happened to me in my life. I'm probably one of the most accident-prone people going. A lot of my embarrassing stories do seem to involve flatulence to some degree. Just one of them bodily function things that you're just never going to get away with. But you just got to own it sometimes, and you just got to crack on with it. But like I said, I have no idea how I managed to carry on doing what I needed to do with a straight face and without absolutely wetting my pants or going bright red and going, I'm terribly sorry, I'm going to have to leave the room for a moment. With that stiff upper lip that us British people tend to have. But anyhow, I think we're getting close to the end of the video now, guys. If you have enjoyed it, please don't forget to hit that like button. That really helps me out. If you want to share the video, please also feel free to do that as well. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. Please also subscribe if you are new. Content on a regular basis. I'll be doing, like I said, more free-for-all, obviously domination. I'm trying to get that illustrious 60 kill gameplay to bring everybody, and I'm trying really hard to be able to get that. So, yeah. Please don't forget to like, favourite, comment and subscribe. And that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks again for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Take care, guys. Peace!